You're watching Storyboard and we are talking people management in the advertising business. With me, Vikram Sakhuja of Group M, Charles Cadell of Lolintas, Agnello Dias of Taproot India and Vishali Dongre of Deloitte India. Charles Cadell, what would be one of the things you're doing to address these concerns that we've discussed, just before the break?
We've made a massive investment, we were talking about it earlier, in the last 18 months in this. We've now got in our HR function 9 full-time people. We've got another 7 who are helping us out on freelance, putting together databases together. Just the last 2 months, Balki and I have met every single person in the whole organisation to do evaluations, coming up to pay reviews, to ensure we put bell curves across the organisation. And I think there's a number of issues here. One of the biggest, I think, across the industry we have is title inflation. Basically, outside the creative, which I was talking about, in brand management or planning, you can have, say, 9 titles from when you join a company up until the top levels. And because you have people are giving, instead of giving the money, they're giving the title, it has a domino effect all the way through, which completely screws up HR, because there's no job function, so there's no differentiation between each job role. Therefore, you don't have KRAs, you can't evaluate properly. Therefore, everyone is expecting to be promoted every year or every other year, and there is this one just sort of train which has very little to do with talent.
How much has this got to do with the kind of unprecedented growth and economic boom that we saw till 2 years ago? How much of this is linked?
Well, they shouldn't be linked. It's actually
But is it linked? Was it linked?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it's partly social, but it's an easy way out. It's an easy way for a manager to say, well, I haven't got all the money I'd like to give you all you can get at a client, but here, have a president title instead. And as I said, brand management having 8 functional titles is a nonsense. So, what we're just about to implement in the next 2 months is to reduce across all our agency those titles in half, quite literally in half. So you have 4 in each, you have very specific job functions titles, so therefore we can analyse people's performance and reward them accordingly. But if you can't do that, then everything else breaks down under it.
Right. Vikram Sakhuja, is it different when it comes to managing people in media agencies, and also going forward, given that, we keep talking of 360-degree solutions and we talk of medium neutral ideas, will this, distinction between, whether it's people in media agencies or the non-creative people in advertising agencies, will all these blur, and will that create a different set of, systems?
Probably. I think people are more similar than they're dissimilar. I think when it comes down to HR, we have to just start doing the virtuous cycle, which starts with manpower planning or the back of structures, getting down to smart recruiting, doing performance management, then getting down to career development, training and improvement, and then actually just loop in back into the circle again. So it's just a virtuous cycle, and I think we, from our standpoint, we put into something which we call the M-abler, which has about a few components, something to do with attracting people, something to do with building them, something to do with leveraging them, engaging them, and then retaining them. Now, in each of these, you put in a few initiatives, and you find that people are highly appreciative. So the communication kind of initiatives that we put into place, and I think we were taking on board that is going to become an increasingly more digital kind of individual that we have to deal with. We are just gearing ourselves to become provide a digital ecosystem which allows communication, interactivity, and also the other kind of, our entire performance management, for example, is now online.
Aggie, is there a case of the way creative people need to be managed being different from the way other people need to be managed? Because if you look at the survey and if you just look at this business, no matter all the other critical functions, it is the creative people who seem to be, the brand ambassadors for this business, and therefore the stars, and therefore the most feted and pampered.
They're not that much more important than the rest of the industry as it seems to be from the way they are projected. But I think the creative people, besides the obvious things about money and fame, they look for opportunity, and that is why you find creative people flocking to certain brands, irrespective of whether there's a career or a monetary equivalent to that, because they're looking for the one big ticket. And the need for the one big ticket to fame has come about because the structure of the agencies were not managed right. Designations is a very, very important symptom people invent designations. I have invented designations. I have been told to invent designations in lieu of
To keep
increments.
people.
So every agency has a different way of it's not even loosely the same. An agency may have a creative director who is the head of a group. Another agency may have the whole group where everybody is a creative director.
Right. Vishal, let me get you in here because you have talked in your survey about how, people are attracted to working with large agencies, with well-known agencies, and the agency brand becomes important when they make career decisions. And yet, would I be right in saying that the agency brand is built or rests almost entirely or disproportionately on the shoulders of one or two well-known marquee creative names as opposed to work ethic, culture, etc.?
Okay, let me answer this question a little differently, starting by giving the attrition rate in this industry is somewhere between 25 to 30%. And the biggest problem of this industry is attracting and retaining talent. But as you rightly said, if you look at the HR model, the maturity model of all the HR practices, employer branding is one of the lowest. This industry is about brand, but within the industry, there is no employer branding. So you have to project your organization to attract new talent, which is not happening. This is one. Second, the HR profile within the system is not competent enough. I would say 100%, also because there is the CEOs and the second line which are not supporting them like they would like to. There is a die-hard need to develop career paths for individual to see where I am going to be today and where I am going to be tomorrow. So there is no clear career path for people, the youngsters.
Okay, Charles, is that a short-termism that's in play here? Because no career mapping, but you're appeasing people with immediate designation jumps and money. Is that a short-term view of what is happening? And again, I come back to the point, is it linked to the unprecedented boom and growth we saw before 2008?
No, I don't think it's linked. I mean, I just think, again, it goes back to the fundamental of whether HR is a critical part of a agency function, a bit like IT. Does it report to the CEO? Is it invested in? There's no reason just because you have significant growth that you can't put in the fundamentals of a good HR system. In terms of career management, I think I agree across the industry. It's probably one of the weakest things we have. We certainly put it in play for our senior members. But we're not for the middle levels and lower levels of the organisation in place, and that's remiss, and we need to be doing it.
Okay, we'll take another short break, but ahead on the show, what we can look forward to when it comes to managing people in this business. Stay with us.